Hello everybody, my name's Kanamanika, and welcome back to the unboxing, where today we're talking about movies a little bit. Because, pretty recently, in the time of recording this video, though not in its release because this is a backlogged video, I recently saw the movie Promare, and that thing is rad as hell. Go watch it. It's a legitimately amazing movie. I did not expect it to be as good as it was, given what I've heard of it. Damn, I shouldn't have doubted my one of my favorite directors of all time. It's so fucking good. I don't want to spoil it, but it's good. You should watch it. Um, but anyways, it's so good that it made me want to get some action figures, and thankfully, one of the film's two main characters was on sale on one of the places I often order from. So today, we are going to take a quick look at Figma number 547, Leo Fotia, from Promare. Yeah, this is the cheaper one. I still need to get Lios. Not Lios. That's from Delicious in Dungeon. I forget his name. Timos. That's why it had the os at the end. Sorry. I still gotta get Gallo. But we got Leo Fotia because this little fucking twink was available to me, and this movie's so fucking good. But yeah, let's take a look at it, shall we? At the front, we have a fairly standard Figma packaging from what I can tell. We have a product shot of the figure right here. Down at the bottom, we got a black bar where it says the product number, 547, that it's Leo Fotia, copyrights and stuff. Up here it says Figma and the Promare logo, Max Factory logo here, and it's got this nice blue into purple kind of like transitionary look with all these circles and especially the triangles, which really do help to fit the Promare aesthetic. And on the inside, you can obviously see an image of the figure itself. On the top, we get another promotional image of the figure of Leo sitting down, this is a good placement for this. Same little purple background, Promare, Max Factory, Figma, 547 Leo Fotia. On this side, we get him crossing his arms, Figma, Leo Fotia. On this side, we get him holding his Promare fire. Once again, Leo Fotia, Figma, as is expected. Bottom has the barcode, as well as him sitting down again, but this time on the tealish background. And on the back, we get a bunch of product shots. These are all promotional shots that are like online. You can find them. But it's always nice to have them on the back of the packaging, so you kind of know what you're getting at. Especially if you're buying it in person, like if you're at like a con or something. Whatever. We get all the images, him holding the fire, him on his stand, him sitting down, him with his sword, multiple expression parts, all of the stuff that the set comes with, and him doing an action pose. And at the bottom, it's all the legalese, including ages 15 and up. Don't watch this if you're a child. This is adult video. Disclaimer, I guess. But anyways, let's freaking go and get this son of a bitch open. But yeah, I really like Promare. It made me want to get this figure. So let's open up the figure, shall we? Like, my only exposure technically to Promare, I guess before this, was that A, I enjoyed the director's works and was planning on watching it at some point, and B, that his Star Wars because he did a Star Wars Visions, that little funny like anime project where it's like a bunch of different people did Star Wars things. He did one, and his protagonist just looked like Leo Fotia in a Star Wars costume. It was silly, but whatever. I'll allow it. I'll let Leo Fotia be kind of canon to Star Wars. But yeah, let's slide this out so we can get a closer look at everything this set comes with. So at the back, we get a bunch of average Figma stuff. We get an extra wrist peg, all of his different hands, which we'll take a quick look at here in a second, as well as the Figma stand. And at the side here, taped oh so carefully, I guess, is the prerequisite Figma baggie. This is always appreciated. I'm glad this is always just a simple inclusion. That Figma, they don't have to include a baggie, but I love that they do. It's great for just having something to hold accessories in, so I don't need to provide my own bag. But yeah, let's get these accessories open. Where's my fucking butter knife? Here it is. Sorry, I lose track of things sometimes I'm bad at life. Anyways. Here we are. Opening this up. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing okay today. I'm a little bit tired. Here we have the hands. We got a pair of holding hands. And the backs have the little bit of that hand window because of the way his gloves work. It's very funny, but yeah. We also get these open hands. One of the, clawing out open hands. One of the clawed out open hands has a little hole for you to, or a peg, for you to peg the fire onto, because that's like a pivotal scene or whatever. And he also has these more kind of proper prim hands, which also look very nice. They all have the same level of detail. I think there might be a little bit of black paint bleed on some of these hands, but it's not the most noticeable thing. It looks fine. They look good. They're good hands. They're well done. And then you also get the prerequisite Figma stand, which, again, always appreciated that they come with these. Oh, yeah, and the arm, and the extra wrist peg. Don't want to forget about that. Again, I wish that it came with two, but, okay, we got both open. Jesus Christ, what the fuck happened over there? Anyways, something happened. I don't know what. Whatever. We get the prerequisite Figma stand. You know how it goes. You take the stand and you put it in the stand hole, and boom, you got a stand. It says Figma right there. This is the standard size because he is a standard sized figure. But yeah, let's actually look at some of the main accessories of this set. So, we pop him open. Is there any tape on the sides? Doesn't seem like it, so let's just pop this sucker open. Flunk that to the side, and some of these things are covered in, tape, it seems, for the sake of holding them in. Alright, okay. So yeah, we can see everything that the figure comes with like this right here. Okay, we can just hopefully pull on this right here and be able to pull off the tape. Come on. No? Be good to me. There we are. And let's peel this off. Right. Okay. So, first off, arm crossed hands. I do kind of wish that this was just done via posability, but I get how hard it can be. And this gives us our first real look at some of the shading on it, which looks very pretty, the way that the green and the purple and the pinkish, that hot pink, kind of interact. I get how this kind of pose can be really hard for an action figure, especially with how small Fotia is. But I do kind of wish this was done via posability, but I've really only seen, one figure that can do that, that being Gokai Red up there. So this seems standard for action figures, especially when this one came out, so this is fine. Anyways, he also comes with a sword. Now, as far as I'm aware, like with the sitting pose, this, if I remember correctly, this was only used in his armored form, because he has, an armor form that he uses at the start of the film, and, nowhere else, really. But I don't mind, because this sword looks rad as hell. It's very unique and different compared to usual swords that you kind of get. It's got nice, big, bombastic colors, and it's weird and thin. It's, almost star-shaped, but it really captures that idea of, it being forged out of the fires that they use. And, it just captures that aesthetic really well, and it's very well painted, very well sculpted. They did a wonderful job with this. And, yeah. Anyways, he also comes with this smaller fire. Now, do I wish he came with larger flame effects to kind of fit the vibe? Honestly, yeah, I think that would have been a great choice, but I understand including this one at least, because this is from a very pivotal scene in the film. Go watch it if you haven't, but this specific flame, some of the poses he uses with it, I should say, are some very pivotal, very emotional scenes in the film. And they did it, and they captured it very well, that very nice geometric vibe that it has going on, with, the little specks of blue within all the pink and the purple. It just captures the look from the film exceptionally well, and I've got to commend it for that. But yeah. Now on to two faces. He's got a pair of faces outside of the one that he wears normally. First off, we have his angry yelling face, It's captured very well. Figma usually does a fairly good job with this, and this is no exception. It looks just like the artwork from the film, just taken into this new 3D form, I guess. Kind of. The film has a lot of 3D animation. It's weird. You get used to it. Anyways, this does look very pretty. His ears are sharp as hell, though, for some reason. Come on. Yeah, you can see it now. Yeah, this is very nice. I like this expression. It fits Leo pretty well, all things considered. Now I gotta get this other face under from its own tape. Come on, buddy. Work with me here. Do I have it? I have it. There we go. Now, this other face is a smirking face. This is from more so the end of the film. And maybe for this he should have had like a shirtless body. Whatever. But yeah, this is a smirking face from close to the end of the film where you feel... But it's also good for him just feeling more confident. Again, it's captured super well. He's got his earring. He's got everything perfectly done. It looks great. I love it. It looks like Leo. But now, let's get on to the figure itself. And yeah, he is thin as hell, for one thing. Like, Jesus Christ. He's pretty tall. And he's not super tall, but he's pretty tall. But he is thin as hell. I mean, he looks tall because of how thin he is. Here is, Golly for scale. I know that's not a great scale, but it's kind of behind him, sorry. But yeah, Golly's taller by a good bit. It's like, you see, yeah. Yeah. Do I have any other fucking 6-inch scale figures around me? If I move them all out for some reason? Fucking freak am I? Alright. Here is a Black Series figure, Captain Rex. As you can see, he's somewhat tall, but he's also thin as hell. But, I mean, that fits. You know, that fits Leo. Let's look at him. He has a single joint at the knee, but I was able to get nice and far, because again, he is super thin. He's got ball joints at the hips. Okay. I think that's an actual thigh cut. From what I've seen from the Figmas that I've gotten, they don't like thigh cuts. They go for like a figure artsy style, more swooping thing. But this guy had to have a thigh cut. And honestly, I prefer that a little bit because I think this will get me more thigh range. He's thin as hell, but he's also really unobstructed articulation-wise. His torso seems to be the biggest outlier on that front, where it's going to get in the way of things. Oh, the collar is like a raised piece. That's interesting. I guess it helps it move with the neck if I need it to. I think his neck's double jointed. He's pretty stiff as well. But yeah, let's take a closer look at him. I am messing with the articulation, but that's just because I love posing figures. Let's take a closer look. The head is very well done. It gets the vibe across perfectly. It's got the nice highlights in the hair that fit like the shading style perfectly. His face, this feels like a very well placed face for Leo. Just that kind of like stern, ice cold face. It fits very well. But yeah, like overall, it's fairly simple. These kinds of designs are fairly simple, but like the shading designs, the way that like one side is like all green, has like all this teal, greenish kind of color. If you kind of look at it, the other side is all the pink. Oh hell yeah! The back is very simple, but like I think that's how it is in the film, so it's fine. It's striking. All the belt buckles are sculpted and painted to perfection as well. Like look at that! Look at that! Look at that! Holy fucking hell! Dude, this figure's really good looking. There's a little bit of paint slop, I think, on these sleeves, but I've seen worse. Yeah, this figure just looks really good, I've got to say. That lower torso joint has all the range in it, and... did I get something jammed? Okay, sorry, I had to move it off screen so I didn't break anything. Sorry, but yeah, he's got a lot of lower torso range. The upper torso range is a bit more limited, but you get used to it from what I can tell. He's got standard Figma joints elsewhere, but it works. It works. I feel for the price that I paid for it, feels worth it. It feels very premium, very nice. Feels very Leo Fotia. Yeah, and like I've seen some of the poses like that big sitting pose. Like, look how far that leg can go if you need it to. And like that, yeah. You can do that back a little bit. Hell yeah. You need a stand to make this work, but he does come with a stand, so that's fine. That's awesome. Yeah, this is a little wiry little bitch. But yeah, I love Leo. I love his character. I think he's so interesting, and I'm glad to have a figure of him. And I also love his costume. His costume, the fucking Mad Burnish costuming is awesome. Um, but yeah, and this captures that costume perfectly. The little belt, the little tassels here, the little markings. Yeah, this is a great figure. If you like Promare, I would highly recommend this figure. If you haven't seen Promare, go watch fucking Promare. I think its Blu-ray is up on like Amazon or something, and it's on like I think like HBO Max. I think. Um, I think it's on HBO Max. It might have changed by the time you get to this, but that's where I watched it. And yeah, I highly recommend the film. And then once you watch the film, you'll want the action figures because the action is just so cool as hell. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this little video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun little YouTube stuff if you did enjoy the video. And yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next one. And again, once again, I gotta thank you for all your support. It's been very heartwarming to see. Haha. Bye bye.